now we're done with the Mayweather-McGregor fight. Let's go to the real fight of the year, which is the Triple G Canelo fight coming up in September 16th?
The 16th.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This fight has been like in the making, or like has been demanded by the boxing world for years. Literally every post-fight interview with Canelo, Max Kellerman would be like, so what about Triple G? You know what I mean? Like literally the last 3-4 fights, Max Kellerman's like, he even says one of them, all right, so obligatory Triple G question, like to Canelo.
I like Max Kellerman.
I love Max, man. Max Kellerman,
Great.
he's a great, I mean, he's a great analyst for all sports, but especially for boxing, which is where
his baseball too.
He knows his baseball, which I didn't know that. He knows basketball as well. Maybe he just looks.
I think like his top two are boxing and baseball.
Yeah,
but he's not an idiot by any means.
No. I mean, I think maybe he just looks smarter because he's next to Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like Stephen A. like most of it is by reputation.
And he's a friend. Stephen A. is a friend of a SportsKop. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's by reputation.
I don't mind Stephen A. as much as the media, or sorry, not the media. The audience seems to hate him.
Oh, like, really?
Yeah, I'm okay with him.
I hate how he won't say anything bad about anyone because they're a friend. Because you can have an opinion about someone and still like opinion about how they play on the court.
There's nothing wrong with having
he still calls people out.
Yeah.
Kwame Brown.
Yeah.
Kwame wasn't a friend, was he?
Oh yeah, Kwame wasn't a friend. I've never heard him say Kwame's a friend. I know there's a video of it somewhere. I don't know.
Sobering.
I don't know if he's ever talked about a single person in his life without saying that they're a friend. I literally don't know. In the last 10 years that I've been watching sports.
Sure, he meets them for like 2 seconds. You're a friend now.
Yeah, that's a nice thing to do too. Anyways,
yeah, back to the Triple G Canelo.
We go on a
Canelo,
complete
man.
tangent off of this.
Yeah, that fight, man. It's been building, and
all right, let's start off with the records. Canelo's record.
He's 49-1-1. Arguably there could be a few more losses. He may have been gifted a few. Arslan Lara is the one that really jumps to mind. That a lot of people thought Canelo lost, but they gave him the victory.
Okay.
It's boxing. We all know. We all know what it is. But yeah, great record. His last fights were against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., which everybody thought would be a great fight. Just because Chavez Jr. is the son of the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. It was boring as hell, but the most badass thing happened at the end of that fight, which we'll get into, which I'll talk about. Obviously, many of you may already know what that is. Before that was Liam Smith, which is it's the warm up fight, and Amir Khan, which was a mismatch if there ever was one on size alone. Scary knockout. If you remember, Canelo went down on his knees after he knocked him out to make sure that he was okay.
That was a strong punch.
Yeah. It was It's Amir Khan, though. He gets knocked out by the wind.
All right, and now Triple G's record?
Triple G's 37-0-0.
Sorry, I tried to hold it in.
No disrespect to Amir Khan, man.
Hold it in.
Yo, Amir Khan, dude. Apparently Anthony Joshua, who's the heavyweight champ of England, dude, Amir Khan went on this huge Twitter rant about how Anthony Joshua's fucking his girl and shit like that.
Seriously?
Yeah. They're getting divorced and all that. And it was all over Twitter. So they had this huge divorce happen on Twitter, right?
Oh shit.
And Anthony Joshua posted a video of caught me on the counter. It wasn't me. You know that song? What's that song? It wasn't me.
Oh shoot.
Who was that? Look it up, man. Look it up.
Oh man, it was like a 90s song.
Shaggy.
Yeah.
It was Shaggy, right? So it was hella funny. Anyway, Triple G's 37-0-0. His last fight, which I think will be the most competitive fight even after September 16th, was against Danny Jacobs, his last fight. If you guys remember that, he had a knockdown in I think the second or third round against Danny Jacobs. Mm-hmm. Really creative. He went with a double right, knocked out Jacobs. Really creative knockdown. But I had the fight even going into the 12th round, which Triple G won the 12th round, which is why I believe he won the fight. And he did win the fight. I think it was a good decision. He fought Kell Brook, who was a 147-pounder who moved up. And Kell Brook, a lot of people credit him was showing the blueprint with how to beat Gennady Golovkin. And before that was Dominic Wade and David Lemieux. And Lemieux is a fucking monster. Don't you think twice about that. That Canadian can crack. So he has some pretty good fights in his his last 4 fights haven't been horrible. Really, there's only one big fight, Danny Jacobs. But what's up, Hirsch?
Oh, I was just agreeing with you.
Yeah.
So then, what do you see Canelo doing to take out?
This is what's really interesting is that I feel like Canelo isn't great fighting on backwards, but he's a great counter puncher.
Okay.
But
yeah,
if he gets set up, you know what I'm saying? But he fights in spurts a lot. He's not active throughout the rounds. Whereas Triple G, he throws more jabs than any other middleweight champion in the history of boxing. He's so balanced. He's never out of position. But what Triple G does poorly is that he has no head movement.
Oh, so that could work in favor of Canelo.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah,
if you're not gonna move your head, you're gonna get hit on it, right?
You're saying he's a great counter puncher. So he's throwing so many jabs, and if he's not a great head mover.
See the jab though? It's harder to obviously. Triple G is a great jab, so
you don't really set up off of a jab.
Yeah, for counter punching too much, unless you're doing like pull counters and stuff like that. But it's just exciting because both Triple G can't take body shots well.
He can or cannot?
He cannot.
Okay.
And Canelo is an exceptional body puncher. If you ever just see videos of him punching the bag on YouTube and stuff, those left hooks are just the most frightening thing. I think he might have the best left hook in boxing right now that Miguel Cotto is pretty much done with his career. Even though he fought the same night as Mayweather, he fought Kamagai. We gotta watch that fight together. That fight is awesome. Anyway, it's interesting. Like Canelo's strengths, his body punching, his uppercuts, they kind of work with what Triple G does poorly, but he doesn't do them enough to where I think he's going to have that much success. He's undersized compared to Triple G. Triple G's a true middleweight. Okay. Canelo's more of a 154-pound fighter who claims to be a middleweight. So he doesn't have the height or the reach. You should look that up to see what their differences are in their height.
Triple G, I think, is 1 inch taller.
No, I would think more than that.
5'10". Oh, 3 inches taller.
3 inches.
Oh, no, it's just 1.
No way.
Triple G is 5'10". Canelo is 5'9".
Damn. Alright, well, maybe I'm wrong about that, man. When you see them standing side by side, though, I feel like Canelo looks way smaller.
Yeah, me too. I was actually shocked because I'm used to seeing Canelo seem like a bigger guy.
Because
Canelo is 5'9". Yeah. Triple G is 5'10" and a half. True height is 5'8" for Canelo. Triple G is 5'10" and a half.
Yeah. I think that's more fair.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
I think that's more fair.
I'm looking at the picture of them standing.
Their reach is pretty much the same. And yeah, weights are...
Wait, sorry, what do you mean by pretty much the same?
Reach 70 inches and 70.5 for Canelo.
Okay.
So Canelo has a
I'd
slight
say
difference.
1 inch is a big difference.
Yeah.
But half an inch, I can see why. He said what he said.
Yeah. But anyway, the way Triple G also fights, he's kind of hunched over in his stance. He keeps his chin tucked really well. But because he's kind of hunched over, especially on the inside, he's going to be subject to those uppercuts by Canelo. So I think this fight's going to have a lot of fireworks in moments.
Okay.
In moments.
It's going to be a paced fight, do you think?
I don't know, man.
I don't think Canelo's a paced fighter, though. He works in spurts, but it doesn't feel like he's pacing himself.
Yeah. I feel like he throws his load, and then he takes 30 seconds to recover. And then he throws his load, and then he takes 45 seconds to recover.
Yeah, I could see that.
And it's his next big combination, Especially with him putting on more weight for this fight.
So then, Triple G's ideal opportunity is counter of those loads, those 30 seconds that he takes.
No, he's got to stay behind his jab, got to stay on the outside. Just do what Triple G does well. Crack with him, dude. Triple G's a monster, dude. Don't forget that before Danny Jacobs, he was on a 26, 25 fight knockout streak. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget about that.
That's a long time.
Triple G is a killer. You know what I'm saying? So both of them have power, which is why this fight is so enticing to the public. Whenever you put two power fighters together, everyone always assumes it's going to end in a knockout, and it typically doesn't, because both guys are so fearful of the other guy's power that a lot of times they don't engage as much as they typically do. It becomes a lot more tactical than a lot of one power puncher versus a speedster, you know what I'm saying? Because the power guy's trying to just tire the other person out so that he can get him, late in the fight or something like that, or he's trying to catch him early. I feel like there's a lot more tactics when there's two power punchers going in there. The thing about Triple G is, though, he likes to engage with fighters. He almost likes to get hit, it seems, he likes to put on a show, which makes sense. He's like 35, 34.
Yeah, 35.
Yeah, something like that. So he doesn't have a lot more paychecks in his bank account, or sorry, in his career, because he's not going to be able to fight.
Yeah.
Much longer. So he needs to make his fights really exciting so that you buy the next one. You know what I'm saying? So he might stand in there and he might crack with Canelo, which would give Canelo an opportunity to win this fight. I think if Triple G is just going for the win,
just keep jabbing.
Yeah, dude, his jab is so fucking good. Danny Jacobs couldn't neutralize that. He was able to neutralize pretty much all of his other options. Of course, there was a knockdown early on. So what? That happens in combat sports, right? Danny Jacobs was, honestly, I feel like he was built to be Triple G's dance partner. You know what I'm saying? He has the same height, or he has maybe he's taller than Triple G was. He has a great jab. He has that reach. He has an amazing chin. He has power. That's what Triple G struggles with. Canelo's just too undersized, I think, man, and I just don't know if he's going to be able to catch Triple G enough. So for that reason, I'm going decision Triple G.
Decision, okay.
I think there's going to be a lot of just 10-second spurts where both guys are just standing there just throwing at each other. I really do. I really think this is going to be exciting as hell. Those moments, even if there's only two of them, those moments, if you're a boxing fan, even if you just like to see people get beat up, that's worth this pay-per-view buy. This is the fight of the year. This is the fight of the past 2-3 years for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? I thought Ward Kovalev 2 might be my fight of the year. No. Klitschko Joshua is going to be my fight of the year, I think.
Okay.
If there's going to be a fight that overtakes it,
it's this one.
It will be this one, depending on how exciting it is. It has that potential. But I think Danny Jacobs versus Triple G will be a more... And, sorry, we keep saying Triple G, Gennady Golovkin. I think Golovkin-Jacobs will be a more competitive fight. Because, again, we went down to the 12th round, and the winner of that round won my scorecard and won a lot of people's scorecards. I don't see it being that close. Unless Canelo changes, what
he does.
He does. But he's too slow, man. I mean, slow, flat-footed. His foot speed. Mm-hmm. Jacobs was able to get out of danger when he didn't want to be there anymore. Because Golovkin's pressure is so. He's a stalker in the ring, and that's just so
intimidating.
It's intimidating, but just your mind, you're thinking for so much, and you need to get out of the danger zone every now and then to just let your mind be able to relax for 3-4 seconds. I don't know if Canelo has the foot speed to get out of the danger zone when he wants to.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be interesting to see who's chasing who around the ring. Is it going to be Canelo fighting off his back foot, trying to set his feet up and throw off his load when Golovkin's walking backwards? Or is it going to be Golovkin staying back on his, with his jab? Is Golovkin going to come forward? I have no clue. There's so many ways I can see this fight going. All of them are going to Triple G though, to Golovkin. In my mind. At first I was I think it's, this could be a 50-50 fight, and it could be. If there's a prediction that SportsKop is going to get wrong, it might be this one. It might be this one. But Golovkin by decision, by unanimous decision. I think that jab is too powerful. He's too good with it. He's a very balanced fighter. He's never really out of position. If he doesn't engage with Canelo too many times, I think this will be a breeze for him. I really do. But just knowing Golovkin and just knowing how bad the people wanted to see this fight, they're going to have some pressure to stand there and just throw bombs at each other. You know what I mean? The people want to see that. They understand that. They might do that. And maybe if he does it too much, Canelo can can catch him with, just a gnarly punch, and he could. Both guys can be slept.
Yeah.
Both guys can be slept this fight, and that's just exciting, man. So that's my pick, man. That's my pick for this fight. September 16th can't get here soon enough. So yeah, man, tune in for that one.
Definitely.
Go to a bar, whatever. Go see that fight. Stream it illegally. I don't care, man. It doesn't matter to me, man. Just watch that fight. It's gonna be a good one.
Yep, and we're gonna be posting round by round on Twitter, so please follow us on that.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter for sure.
All right, that's it for this preview. Thanks for joining us.